thank you guys for listening, being with us. And I have Andrea Hare here, who is a beautiful light and very much a being of love. And she is one of the teachers of mystical Egyptian yoga. And she helps me certify people because she has evolved so rapidly and beautifully on this path. And so her and I are going to share a little bit more about this path called mystical Egyptian yoga. So first of all, it is a supreme path to the Christ, to the light, to the love that you are, and a connection to all that is. Because the light in you is your spirit, and you come from the light of the universe. So when you pray in this practice, is a practice of movement, which we call asanas yoga. It's a practice of prayer, speaking out loud your prayers to this amazing indwelling spirit, the caduceus, the healing symbol from ancient times, ancient Egypt. And it begins this process of rising in you and taking care of everything, doubts, fears, joy. It brings you so much so that you can become as it is, a pure living light, a pure and perfect spirit, and fulfill your mission for being here on earth, to serve the earth at this time, this very important time. We are needed, and it is the time now for us to give birth to the Christ light within, which is what this experience is that the yoga leads to. So I'm going to let Andrea talk a little bit about her experiences of this event that we're calling activation of the Christ light, the sacred seals, the great seals of God that is the kingdom of heaven within you. Okay, so Andrea, do you want to share with the audience about the yoga and how the activation occurred for you, how you basically even were attracted to this? Because it is a frequency, and it draws people that are supposed to be working with this frequency.
Okay. Gosh, I believe it was in the year 2003 or maybe 2004. Well, as a child, I was raised Catholic, and I always loved Jesus. And, you know, when we would sing Christmas carols about him, I would cry. But I didn't understand why. I just would always be crying, though. And then, I grew up and I pursued a lot of different, I was what you would call a seeker. I was looking for something. And it was like a burning within me. And so I, got involved in a lot of different paths, Native American spirituality, and even I spent a little time with the Hare Krishnas, just seeking. I would, get involved and go, oh, that's not it. And then the next one, that's not it. And then in 2004, I believe it was, I went to Spokane, Washington, because my dad is a big family, and we were having a huge family reunion. And I didn't bring a book to read. I was always reading some kind of self-help, self-improvement book, and I had forgotten it. And I got there, and there were so many cousins that I hadn't seen that I was so busy from, morning till night. But there was this voice that kept saying to me, go to the bookstore and get a book. And I'd never, ever heard a voice like that ever before. And it was distinctly not a voice that's normally in my head, like it wasn't me. And I was speaking to the voice, and I said, oh, I don't need a book. I'm so busy visiting cousins that, I don't really need a book. And then I just kind of dismissed it. And then the next day, the voice was there. Go to the metaphysical bookstore. There's a book there for you. And so I went probably back and forth. I was there for 2 weeks, and I probably went back and forth for a good 4 or 5 days before it kind of dawned on me, oh, okay, like this voice is pretty unrelenting. Why don't I just go to the bookstore and I'll just pick a book and then I'll get this voice off my back. That was kind of my thinking. So I even went to one bookstore and they were closed. So I was like, well, that takes care of that. And the voice was like, no, go to another store. There's one downtown. So I went downtown that same day, and I walked in, and there were all these books, everywhere, of course. And I don't know, I walked to this one bookshelf, and there I could see the binder of the book. It said Activation of the Sacred Seals, and that just, like, I felt something move inside of me. That title, I'd heard the word Sacred Seals before, but it also was like a great mystery, so I was really intrigued. And I said to the voice, is this the book? Like, I was kind of irritated, and it was like, yes, this is the book. And I said, great. So I bought the book, and I got in the car, and I just flipped through the book real quickly, and I read that you had had this experience with Jesus. And so then I was like excited that I had gotten the book. So I did read a little bit of the book, but it wasn't until I got home. And at that time, I was in a relationship, a serious relationship, and it wasn't working out at all. He was judging me, and I was judging him, blaming him. He was blaming me. And I remember at that time, I had said to myself, well, we're breaking up, and I'm going to find myself somebody who really appreciates me and who can love me the way, I deserve to be loved. And I was, in a way wanting to like show him. And he was probably doing the same thing. But I had done a healing with you on the phone, and I had already come to a retreat, and I said to myself, I've been taught that this love that I've been seeking is inside of me. Maybe that's true. Virginia's been teaching me this, and here I am, like I caught myself, here I am going to go do something that's totally opposite and in violation of what I've been taught, right? So I had a conscious thought of, okay, you know what? I'm not going to try to find another man. I'm going to put that on hold. And at that time, I had the yoga book, and I'd been doing the yoga. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to devote myself to do this yoga every single morning for 30 days. And I'm just going to see what happens. And so I did that. And on the 7th day, I actually felt energy moving in my body. And as a young person, I've learned from you is like I'm an emotionally dead person. I didn't feel anything. I was dead inside, and I had been to many healers who put their hands on me, probably 12 healers. And, they would always say to me, do you feel that? And I would be so sometimes ashamed, like, no, I couldn't feel anything. So when this energy moved in my body, I was like, holy crap, this is like, I really felt that. And then this is like really real. Something's happening inside my body that I cannot deny. And then as the days progressed, and I don't know what day this was, but I remembered, or I experienced that as I spoke to the beloved Father, I could feel this energy only on the right side of my body, filling up my body. And the energy was like, felt pleasurable. And, that was also, a deepening of this energy, and it was moving throughout the whole right side of my body. And then as I did my prayers to the Beloved Mother, the same energy, although it was different, but filled the left side of my body. And I remember one day as I was laying there, I thought, I cannot feel my back on the bed, or my legs. Literally, I'm floating in this energy of bliss and love. And I just knew that this was unlike anything I'd ever tried. I'd never felt love from inside of me like this ever before. I'd never felt love like this from outside of me, not from my parents. My parents told me they loved me, but I never felt this kind of love. It was unbelievable. So I'll tell you about my activation experience. I had come to a retreat. This might have been the first retreat, and I had come with that boyfriend. And we both had signed up to get a healing. I went first, and then he was after me. And he was also really a spiritual seeker like me. It was very important to us, and we were supportive of each other in that way. So I laid on the table, on the massage table, and I don't remember exactly because it was so long ago what you had me say, but you were praying and you had me repeat a prayer that you did, I believe, and all of a sudden this energy just shot up my spine so much that it made my back arch, like my chest came off the bed. And that happened a bunch of times, and then my body would sway side to side, and it was like shaking me like a rag doll, but it was pleasurable. It was like this amazing undulating energy, right? And then I would go back to back my back would arch again. But what was so incredible was that I understand it now, but at the time I didn't understand it, was when that energy hit the base of my brain, this energy just spread in my brain, and my brain just lit up. And that went on, and it was incredible. I don't know how long it lasted, but the other thing I remember, and we spoke about it afterwards, but I remember when I was walking down your stairs and Stephen was waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs, and I'll never forget the look on his face when he saw what I looked like. And he told me later that I was lit up, and the light that was coming from my eyes as I was looking at him, that he said he was a little scared, because he had never seen another human being, and he knew me, the depressed me that I was for so many years. He'd never seen there was such a drastic change in me. So that's
really exciting. I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, yeah. He was really forever changed by that, and at that time was the same as me, okay, this is something real is happening here,
Mm-hmm.
And so, over the years, as you know, I've just completely changed from being, even when I met you and all the self-improvement that I had done, I was still really depressed, really shut down, really small, and pretty quiet unless I knew you, and it took me a long time to get comfortable. But it's just I'm not even the same person. My personality is totally different. I'm pretty unafraid to talk to anybody, and not just talk to them, but I love to go out in the world and, do my grocery shopping and all the errands that I need to do. And I love when I see somebody that's really shut down. I know that you have this experience too. And I will just shine my light and love on them, and I'll say something that's just, gently, sweetly acknowledging them or thanking them, appreciating them, and then to watch them lift their head up and make eye contact. I mean, sometimes they have tears in their eyes, but to be able to be in the world as this love is so incredible, I know you know.
The only thing that matters. So thank you for that. That was really a beautiful story and very descriptive. So the yoga definitely is real. It's alive. And it lights you up. It moves you, it sways you, it heals you. It touches you deeply in the places that need love. Yes. And Andrea and I will be teaching a certification class and a training so that you will learn it very well and you will have your own fantastic experiences of having the light within you come to life and live in you, through you, as you, and bring healing to the world. So our mission with Jesus is to teach people his ancient wisdom so that they can become a light unto the world. And if we all become this love, this light, together, we can remove all the darkness from our earth and bring healing to the waters, the animals, the plants, all vegetation. Because the love from heaven, and we are connected to that, and it comes down to us as a conduit and through us. When you are connected and you understand how to have that experience, then the light does whatever is needed. You create the energy, Jesus says, and the energy does the miracle. So we teach you how to create the energy. You need to know a whole new level of truths and laws of the universe and what his words actually meant and how to apply them. And this beautiful practice and all the different aspects of it, the series that we do. And each one is so important and powerful. So you learn the teachings of the spoken word. You learn the teachings of devotion, of gratitude, of desire and will, of the I am principle, of doing and being, of having communion with the mind of God, developing the brain cells that were created to talk to the mind of God, to open and to activate your sacred heart so that the holy wisdom that you brought with you can flow through your heart to the world. So we each have a tremendous gift to give the world. As a living spirit, we need to awaken the spirit, activate it, develop it, so that it can bring its mission, its information, its holy wisdom to the moment. And in that moment, shift, change happens, healing happens, miracles happens. So the love that we are and become, and we vibrate this, speak this, live this, darkness cannot exist in love. So if we send our love, this activated, warm, rhythmic, pulsating life of love to a situation together, change form. This light can change form, such as a healing, physical healing, a broken knee, a broken leg, It can do anything. It can affect Parliament, the Senate, the laws. Wherever you send it, it can start cleaning it up. Start breaking it up so that the light can live in and through all humanity. So if you are ready to join us and would like to learn more, then this retreat, we only take 10 people so that you get lots and lots of attention so you learn very well. And so if you're interested, contact me at lightfromheaven@pm.me. Call 208-719-0606. 208-719-0606. And you can register online. So I love you very much, and I'm excited to fulfill our potential together and to heal the world as we were born to do. Amen.
Amen.
Andrea, did you want to add anything?
Well, I just thought of something that I could share, just like a recent experience of how I used the energy that I developed to change a situation. It seems like a small thing, but it's really not. I was traveling to go to my chiropractor, and I have to traverse this big mountain. There was an accident, and so I had gone this back way, but I had to cross over the oncoming traffic, and it was rush hour traffic in the morning, and it's just a 2-lane highway, 2 lanes on each side, and it was solid traffic, and I had to cross over that. And my first thought was, oh God, I'll never do it. Now I'm going to be late. All these thoughts started coming, and then I went, okay, hold on a second. I have this love and this light within me that I can do something about this situation. So I prayed out loud in my car, and, I asked to get across. And when I was done, I waited, and the cars didn't stop. They were just coming and coming and coming. So I just said, I trust that you'll get me across. And after I said that second part of the prayer, it was like a parting of the Red Sea, because the cars actually, there was no space. What happened is these 2 front cars started to slow down at the same time. So they slowed, and created space for me, and I went. So that was my little miracle last week. And it's just one of many, many, many miracles. And I just love teaching this. And I just look forward to meeting anybody who is drawn to having these experiences and becoming the living light.
Thank you for that. It was a sweet, exciting little story of how beautiful it is, really.
Yeah.
And that this light that created us will give you everything if you begin to develop yourself. Because then you're living God's will for you as a spirit in a human form, as a light and to become the light into the world. So you are so provided for, protected, and given all that you need whenever you need it. So peace be with you. I love you. And I love you, Andrea, and I thank you.
I love you too, and I thank you.